It's a delight to have the Prime Minister here. I know there's going to be, we're going to talk about our relationship, which is strong as can be, but I know you're going to want to know what's happened this morning in terms of my meetings with my national security team. Let me begin by once again acknowledging the bravery and the sacrifice that our military makes every single day, and the loss of those Americans and Marines and sailor and Army personnel is tragic. As I said yesterday, and the Prime Minister and I talked about it slightly, he's a military man, gone to war, lost a friend. You know, losing a son, a daughter, a husband, a wife is like being sucked into a big black hole in the middle of your chest and you don't think there's any way out. You wonder what's happening. So my heart goes out, our hearts go out to all those who we've lost. But look, the mission there being performed is dangerous, and is now it's come with a significant loss of American personnel. And but it's a worthy mission because they continue to evacuate folks out of that region, out of the airport. Evacuated more than 12,000 additional people out of the airport in the last 24 hours. I met with my commanders this morning, first thing in the morning, got a detailed briefing about yesterday's attacks and the measures they're taking to protect our forces and complete the mission. And we will complete the mission. Now, I'm not going to take any questions because of the Prime Minister being here on Afghanistan now, but I'll be available at another time. But it's great to have the Prime Minister here. We've become close friends. He's ridden the Amtrak train a lot, from New York down to Wilmington, Delaware. I told you we have a few corporations in Delaware back in the days when he was in private practice. And but he heads and leads the most diverse government in Israeli history. And we've got a big agenda today, starting with COVID, which we were talking about, and 19 in both our successful vaccination programs. And we've talked a little bit. We're going to continue to talk about the issue of booster shots. And you started your program a little early. It's met with great results. We're going to start mid-September, but we're considering the advice you've given that we should start earlier. And this is promising also this booster program. It's going to start here September the 20th, pending approval of the FDA and the CDC committee of outside experts. And the question raised is, should it be shorter than 8 months? Should it be as little as 5 months? And that's being discussed. I spoke with Dr. Fauci this morning about that. We're also going to discuss Israel's unwavering commitment that we have in the United States to Israel's security. And I fully support replenishing Israel's Iron Dome system. And we're also going to discuss the threat from Iran and our commitment to ensure Iran never develops a nuclear weapon. But we're putting diplomacy first and seeing where that takes us. But if diplomacy fails, we're ready to turn to other options. We'll support Israel developing deeper ties as well with the Arab and Muslim neighbors and globally. That's a trend that I think should be encouraged, not discouraged, and we're going to do all we can to be value added. We're also going to discuss ways to advance peace and security and prosperity for Israelis and Palestinians. And we're also going to direct our teams to work toward Israel fulfilling the requirements of the visa waiver program. Get that done. So, Mr. Prime Minister, I want to thank you again for coming. The U.S. will always be there for Israel. It's an unshakable partnership between our two nations. And I have known every Israeli Prime Minister since Golda Meir, gotten to know them fairly well, and I look forward to us establishing a strong personal relationship. So welcome.